morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. We are on site. Nice, easy day for us. Pouring a garage in front porch. I'll go over what we're doing real quick. Rain is coming in around 1 o'clock, but it's not going to be very much. The only place that would hurt us is dripping off the roof. You can see no gutters on yet, but I think we'll be done before that, and we're able to hang plastic if we need to. So we're going to push forward and get these poured. So we just broke up into two, maybe even 2.5 groups. I'll be the half. Matt's working on the sill in the garage. This is our 2x4 lip, step down. The door will sit right in here and a slight taper out. Any snow or rain hits this door, lays on that sill, as it melts, it'll go away. It won't lay under the door. We have a floor drain, 2 inches of slope to the center drain. That's my rebar grid. I'm cutting pieces to go around the perimeter. Tom's working on a step back there to get into that man door. Finish will be a 12-inch tread, a 7 1/4 down step. Over here, the guys are working on a lip around this porch, a 2x4 that's out 1.5 inches. Now they'll double this up so we're out here. We want stone to come up underneath that and give us a 3-inch overhang. How twisted that board is, huh?
Yeah.
This is why we use screws. It'll suck it right in. Or will it split?
You can go either way.
We'll see. Yep. Pretty good. Okay, we'll have a sill up there. Just the sill. You step over that down onto the height. Everybody says, why don't you do a bigger step there? Because that's not what it is. It's not a step. It's just a step down onto the porch, just to get concrete underneath that door. All right, I'll get the camera set up and get going. Okay, while we're waiting on concrete, you see how we padded this out, 2 2x4s. Now, edge of concrete is out here. When they stone this foundation, it'll come up underneath the porch, and the concrete will cantilever over it a little bit. It'll look much nicer. Our rebar are in. I'm waiting on a couple more rebar on the truck. This is screwed and tapped onto that, with a couple of kickers, 2 pins. Up here on this sill, I cut these on an angle so I can run a screw in it easier. And then we did a screw on the side to hold it as well. You can either drill a hole or pound a nail through it, pull the nail out. I send the wire tie through that I have twisted tight around a screw. Now that will never push. It's nice and straight. We'll check it when I'm done, and it'll be that straight. So everything's secured. We just leave the tin snips and hammer here for tapping and cutting, so we don't have to go looking for that later on. This is all good. No bracing needed, right, Steve?
No, not on this. Okay. That side was a little bit different, so we got it braced up. She's not moving.
How's your weekend? You had a busy weekend doing that floor.
That was last week. Yeah, had that.
The acid stained floor?
Yeah, sealed it on Saturday, and
that was 2 days ago.
I don't know what day it is.
Yeah. You're right. It was last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it turned out good. The video will be up on my channel tomorrow.
Oh, good. Check it out. He acid stained the floor and sealed it. It looks great. Let's go over the garage. Okay. Just a 2x4 across this man door, screwed in, and that is flush. and then we'll do a walkway connecting. That way the seam of this threshold will be under, the seam of the concrete will be under the threshold. That's what I was trying to say. We have a lip of concrete here. Notice how my rebar go all the way over that lip, tied up on a chair the whole way through here. We have 2 inches of fall to the drain, and Tom formed up a step. Quick step into the house, just a 12-inch tread, specified by the builder. Corner brace to hold us nice and square, and we are ready for concrete. Waiting on some rebar. One more rod across here. Get a drink of that coffee. We'll be going shortly. Jim's on it. Okay, all mixing up. Chutes are on. Tom's just tying the rebar for the porch. Give you a close up of that. 2 continuous. We just gave them a bend in the end. That way we didn't have to cut the 20 footers. In the pans on the lower one, across the top of the pans on the upper. Need more wire? Matt's watching overhead. Got him. Looking up, looking down. Good! Make sure they hear you. And let's start pouring. Okay, Ken has a couple wheelbarrows left. We're gonna go ahead and spread some rebar over there. Steve and Jim will finish up in here, and Matt's on bull float. Everybody has their things that they like to do, not necessarily assigned to it. You just sort of find where, I guess, where we like to be. Who wouldn't want to be here, huh? So you can see the slope to the drain. With that being said, we are hiring. Okay, this wasn't a whole lot of concrete. It went really fast pouring. So Matt's just working the small end over. We need the concrete to set up a little bit at the door, so it's a little bit loose. It's running hot while we're floating under. So we're gonna let that tighten up just a minute. It won't take long while he pulls this over. Keeping those ends down. This has 2% fall from the house out. Any snow, rain blow in there. Again, we just wanted to run away from the house. Makes perfect sense. Okay, we'll be done shortly. I'll get on bull floating as soon as he gets back here a little bit. If you watch our videos, you know we don't typically pour this wet. It happens occasionally. One of those things. Okay, you can see the concrete's even with underneath of our sill. Sunk a little bit on that corner. We'll have to save a little bit of concrete and put in there. Matt's angling the board to the lowest point. Slow and flat. There you go. It's $2, maybe even more, huh? This will all get filled in, so we can just, our half a wheelbarrow of concrete extra, just pile up there. Try not to splash everything up. Okay. Popping out. Need a shoulder? Okay. Yep. Like a gymnast. Just trying to keep some weight off of that form. It was, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Well, they're picking up.
Foot to go. We'll let that sit a minute before we bolt load. I don't want it sagging away from the house. It's tightening up real fast. Right over the edge. Here you go. Let's wait. Maybe this will be how you pour wet concrete. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. But we had to keep going. We had the concrete on the rebar. So we'll just touch it as little as possible right now. Let it tighten up. There you go. All right, cleanup time. Okay, we have the top all edged and troweled in about a foot, foot and a half. Steve will pick his end up, give it a slide. Matt will pick up his, wiggle it out, and there is our lip. Now when the garage door closes, right in this pocket here, this is all sloping away from the garage. Would you put on here 3/4 of an inch?
5/8.
5/8? Yeah, okay. Floating it down, making a nice straight plane. And we'll just edge that, broom it, so that it's not slippery being exposed to the weather. I'll show you that when we're done, or a little bit further along. Soaking up some bleed water rather than working it into the concrete. Okay, with it all floated straight, you can see how Jim's edging it. Keeping it nice and straight. That way when our driveway meets it, you don't see a big bow in the front of that or an arc in. We always scrape the top of the lumber off. That way the broom doesn't pick up any of the debris and come in and mess up our broom mark. In case you were wondering that. All right, going good. And this is almost ready to get on. Okay, so in case you were wondering, touching the porch, see how all the concrete and water stick to your fingers? Don't touch it yet. Just let that all dry up, tighten up. If you work that into the surface, you're going to weaken it. It's going to crumble apart, and it's not going to last through the first winter. So just let that tighten up, bleed water out of the way. You don't want to lessen that water cement ratio. Okay, I'm very impatient. I keep checking this. Still just so much water on it. I was talking a minute ago about the water cement ratio. Ideally, you want 0.4% water cement ratio. Lower water in the concrete gives you a stronger mix. So if you're interested in knowing more about that, go online and look it up. It's really quite interesting, the whole science and chemistry behind all of this. And guys, finishing the concrete, you should probably do that because it is very informative. Just when to hit the concrete, hit it too soon, what damage you're doing to the concrete. So I would highly suggest going on and reading up on water cement ratio.
Like a surgeon.
Okay, I have the guys on time lapse making their way across the garage or working back to the wall. Then they can address that step and just head right out that door. This is too wet to broom. I said, should I get on and help? They said, nope, get out of here. So I've been keeping an eye on this. See how it's just a paste now? I'm gonna go ahead and start on this edge. See how it's starting to hold shape? So all I'm gonna do is roll this edge for right now. I'm not gonna float it. If it were tighter, I would float it, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just pushing forward, cleaning up this edge. I wanna get this board off of here as soon as I can. We always edge underneath here because it looks so nice. And that's hard to do when the concrete is tight. So you can see how that's starting to hold shape real nice. You can see the glistening. Whenever that's duller, the water will be gone. Then I'll go ahead and touch it. while I'm waiting, I'll do my cut layout. 36 1/4 inch. .36 1/4 inch, and nothing lines up this corner and that corner. So I'm gonna go with the straight across. This corner, I'm at 14.5, so I go 14.5, little mark in the concrete. So I'm going to put a cut right here, and then they'll put a post right in here, and it'll look like a border. But either way, now I get some relief off of that corner. I'm going to go right across there to that, and then from here we'll go straight back and straight back. What I'm debating is, do I want, and I need to do this, I'm gonna be 9 feet. I'd like to get one center right through here because I'm gonna be so long and skinny. It's a lot of cuts on this little front porch. That corner's messing me up with my cut layout. And then I have a cut there with no protection, or a corner right there with no protection on it. So let me think about this a little bit. There's my cut pattern I chose straight off of that corner. Now when they set a post, it'll be right beside this. Same over here. When they set a post, it'll be sitting right, if I had to guess, right about here. So both of those go straight back. And we'll maybe broom that a different direction. Make it look like a border through there. You like that? Different direction. Broom, broom. That's a little bit big. But if I would send a center cut there, you can see how busy that would look. That pad is 9 by 9. We're 4.5 inches thick. I believe we're good. All right, let's get this edge cleaned up and we'll start addressing this face. Okay, up on the front porch, getting it all floated, trued up real nice, ready for broom. Last and final, I just take my joiner and open these up. We want them nice and straight, nice and crisp. Take a float and just wipe that line out. The broom might take it out and it might not. So I'd rather make sure we get them out. Okay, and work my way right back to the door. Slow and flat. Going right over. Making sure everything's nice and even. Starting to broom what I can. Start with this sill. Very little pressure down. Just trying to keep those broom marks nice and straight. Okay, I'm going to try and get started out here. Set it down real gently. Gently. Okay. We don't want to tear that concrete up. All we want is a little bit of traction. Looks good. Okay, so I'll do that. And then hand broom and broom these the opposite way. Okay. Sort of a border to the pad. I'm just starting over here on this far end. Low and slow. Now they can do their siding down, J-channel, stone, whatever they want to do. We'll be under it. They'll flash nice and watertight. Well, that should take care of us for crack protection, corners, 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 and middle. Okay, head out front. Don't forget your caution tape. So the guys are making their way back across, coming out this door. Looks pretty good, gentlemen. It is 12:37. We made pretty good time. I think we poured at 9:30. So 3 hours poured and finished. Okay, so they're just about done here. Matt has our caution tape up. Everything's broomed, cleaned up, trued up. Now tomorrow I'll take a grinder and I'll just take these down a little bit. That way when water drains out of there, it'll be in the groove and it won't see a brown or black streak down that face. There, there, and there. Okay. I'll go ahead and sign off here. As always, thanks for tuning in to Conquer with the Hosses. Hope this was helpful in some way or just entertaining. Either way, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.